I've got a perfect game for our Halloween-type vibe out there right now. This is MediEvil, as reimagined by Other Ocean, and I just recently reviewed their Aladdin Lion King collection, so it's surreal that I'm talking about two Other Ocean games so close together like this, but Other Ocean took a look at the old classic MediEvil title that came out for the original PlayStation 1, which I remember thinking aesthetically was quite pleasing, and it looked cool. I like this skeleton knight named Daniel Fortescue trying to defeat this evil creature named Zarok and all of his minions, and I like the fantasy kind of sprinklings all throughout the game, but I also remember feeling like the camera and the controls let me down, and I didn't love the game. I had definite problems with the original MediEvil, so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to look forward to what Other Ocean is going to do with the visuals here, but I had my doubts about whether I was going to enjoy the second-to-second play of the game, but I'm happy to report that sometimes these remasters can really surprise you in some very pleasant ways. What you're doing is you're hacking and slashing all kinds of these fantasy-infused baddies, whether they're zombies that erupt out of the ground, or bushes that are shaped like dragons that spring to life, or trees that will take a swipe at you. One of my favorite levels was the Pumpkin Gorge, where you had all of these jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins creatures chasing after you, and the boss was a giant pumpkin that you had to defeat. I thought that was fantastic. There's a tremendous amount of old-school type challenge in this game as well, where if you don't complete a level and basically get to the end of the level as your checkpoint, you're going to have to replay the entirety of that level. And that means you've got to go and collect a lot of things, like in this town that took me a few times to do it. I had to create a holy crucifix inside of a church, and I had to find the ingredients in order to be able to do that. And I would get all the way to creating the crucifix, and then some creature would come out of the ground, some ghostly creature would come out of the ground or from around the corner and get me. And I'd have to do the whole thing, and so you'd have to go to step one and take care of those things, move a box and push that over a lever and open a door and get that thing and go there and melt that over there. And it got a little frustrating, but you know what? That's par for the course with a lot of these old school games. I can't say that playing the Crash games and the Spyro games again don't have moments of frustration as well, because those certainly do. That's part of it, man. That's part of jumping back into this retro renaissance that we're in. It's not going to blow you away with its originality, partially because it's based on early 3D video game design. So back then, developers weren't too out of control ambitious with the types of things that you're going to do. Basically, you're going from level to level, and this is very much complete a level, load up a new level, defeat the challenges, load up the next level, unlock some new weapons, load up the next level. So it's very sort of cut up like that. It's not like one of these organic, you're not going to mistake this for The Last of Us, is what I'm telling you, or Spider-Man or something like that. But there's not a problem with that. Sometimes that kind of a game is a nice respite from the deluge of all of these AAA titles and all of these big budget games. And frankly, this is a game that comes out at a lower price. And for fans of the original MediEvil, this is a great, attractive offering because of all of the work that has gone into this, with the visuals, with the camera controls, with the controls in general. And even though the camera has been fixed for sure, and you do have some rotational control of the camera, there are parts of the environment where the camera is locked and you'll get the little icon that you can't move the camera. And I did also have some frustrations, not only in addition to the difficulty spikes and the replays of levels, but also sometimes where it's like, I didn't see that guy. I couldn't move the camera. That's not fair. That's a cheap kill. Let's do it again. There were many moments like that, but that's okay. I forgive it. One of the standout features of this title is the beautiful music that is permeating through the adventure, which I really appreciated. I think even people that missed the original MediEvil will find a lot to enjoy in this title. Other Ocean did a terrific job, and they made the game incredibly accessible. And I think MediEvil was a worthy game to do this with, mostly because the game promised something cooler, or the original game promised something cooler than what was delivered. I always thought, with fondness, MediEvil was just, it missed its mark. It was a cool concept, and with a little more finesse or a little more style, it'd be really sweet. So I applaud the fact that Sony worked with Other Ocean to get this done. I certainly feel like it's a worthy addition to a library if you're a fan of third-person action-adventure platformers, which happen to be my favorite genre, so I'm partial to that. And it's comfort food. It's really fun, it's very easy to play, but, be prepared to be doing these levels over and over again. MediEvil for the PlayStation 4 is a pretty cool game. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.